Hey everyone, my name is Ron Wilkerson. Guys, today we're going to be doing a test with the Geneverse Home Power 1. I'm going to be powering one of my studio strobes, and if you guys don't know, yes, I am a professional photographer and also a live streamer. So I'm going to connect to the Home Power 1, the 1000 watt solar powered battery, one of my studio strobes that I would normally use on location for taking photos, as well as I'm going to connect to it the OG Rodecasterpro. Yes, that legend, Rodecasterpro. I'm going to connect to this device as well. So what we're going to find out in the next few minutes if it's going to be able to power the studio strobe and to also power my Rodecasterpro OG. All right, let's take a look at how I got everything set up so far. All right, guys, so here we go. Here is the Home Power 1. Just have it here in the studio, kind of sitting on the desk. If you guys look up just a little bit, you guys can see one of my strobes up there. That is the that is a Profoto D1. That is a 1000 watt second strobe. So we're going to be powering that strobe off of this battery. So let's go ahead and just adjust this camera real quick so you guys can kind of get a look at what's going on. Check this out. So I already have the strobe turned on. It is powered on the DC, I'm sorry, on the AC side of the battery. I have the remote here. I'm just going to use the remote to trigger it. So I'm going to just pop it one time just so you guys can see that it can fire. As you see, it is firing. Now, you may not see it firing as frequently as I do, but trust me, guys, this thing is firing. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I want to add something else to the mix. So if I was out on location and I was streaming, I would normally have a lot of gear with me, guys. I'd probably have like a Rodecaster, a computer, a monitor, maybe a video switcher, possibly, you know, the YOLO box or something like that. But most definitely, most of the things that you see here on my desk, the iPad, all of these things I would have out with me. Now, some of them, if not most of them, have their own internal battery, so that's not going to be an issue. Where the issue comes into play is devices that actually need to be powered if there is no AC available out on location. So let me grab the Rodecasterpro. All right, guys, this is the Rodecasterpro. This is the OG, right? So this one is not plugged into anything. I do have to get the cable. I'm going to plug the cable into it. I'm going to power up the Rodecasterpro, and we're still going to see with this being connected to the battery, is the battery going to have enough power to keep powering the Rodecasterpro and also be able to use the strobe for photography? All right, so let me grab the power cable first off. All right, guys, so now I have our power cable. I'm just going to plug it in. And I'm going to take the power brick, just kind of push it back here in the back. And then we're going to plug in the power. We're going to plug in the power right here on the Rodecasterpro. All right, so now let's see what happens. I'm going to hit the power button to turn it on. As you guys can see, it is lighting up. All right, so our Rodecasterpro is on. Both devices are connected to the Home Power 1. We still have our studio strobe back there that's also connected. So now what we'll do is do a little bit of stress testing, right? So right now the battery is showing 25 watts. So if I zoom in a little bit here on this battery, you guys can see that currently the battery is at 64%. There's no power going into it, but it is outputting 21 to 26 watts, you know, somewhat like somewhere in that range. So what we're going to do here, let me just let you guys see that for sure. And then we're going to zoom out. I'm going to tilt the camera back just a little bit so you guys can see the strobe is going off. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys two different ways I would normally be shooting. Now, if I'm doing portraits like headshots or something like that, the person's going to be pretty much in a standing still position. So I don't need the flash to go off at a rapid succession or anything like that because they're not moving around that much, right? So I don't have to worry about freezing action. So that would be something more like this. You know, something about that pace, you know, for photographing someone. Okay. Now, if I was working with a model or working with someone who is moving around a lot, maybe it's a fitness, you know, model or fitness athlete or something like that, martial arts, any of those type of things that I'd be shooting, it's going to be much faster, right? So now remember, the battery is what's powering everything. It still has the Rodecasterpro turned on. And we also have the Profoto strobe as well. So let's say I would be shooting somewhere around about 10 frames a second. So it'd be something like this. So to be some type of succession like this. Okay, so the maximum I have seen the wattage go up on the battery was 300 watts. Okay, so what that tells me is this battery could easily sustain a photo shoot for some period of time. And I don't see any, significant drop in the percentages, right? So let's try that one more time. We're going to do 10 shots consistently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Got up to about 300. I'm going to zoom in close so you guys can see that. So let's go in here close to the monitor. Hopefully you guys can see that. We're going to do that one more time, and we're going to call this a success. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Man, it barely got above 40 watts there. That's weird. Let's try that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we got up to like 360. That's about normal. So what does that tell us? My conclusion is this little battery would easily power some of my studio gear out on location and some of my streaming gear at the exact same time. So this Rodecasterpro must be powered. There is no internal battery for it. That studio strobe back there must be powered. There is no internal battery for it. So what this means in a nutshell is, guys, this would allow me to take some of my more power demanding gear out on location. And I think it would be an amazing success using the Home Power 1 battery. All right. Thank you all for watching.